Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another Logging from Scratch episode. So last time we were playing, which was actually many weeks ago, I haven't recorded in a very long time. I've been very busy with work and modding, but we got so many new things coming that it's just crazy. I was able to get a modeler back on the team, so we're working on some new projects and stuff. So I want to kind of get caught up with what we were doing here, because I feel like I'm a little bit behind. So what we were doing is we were clearing out this side of the swamp and then just kind of hauling it back. But we were kind of creating this loop road. So I want to kind of keep that rolling forward. Now, what happened is I have changed like a bunch of the mods and did a little bit of work on them. So unfortunately, the grapples on all of my machines have gone missing. So today I have a new grapple I'm going to show you guys, which is pretty exciting. And I'm also going to grab the other grapple. So before we do anything, I'm going to load this truck up with this wood along this road here, because I don't really want to go all the way there for a half-empty trip. So I'm going to see what I can manage here. There we go. So yeah, there's been lots of changes on the machinery. One big one has been locking straps on the grapples, which a lot of people are really happy that I did. It just makes it easy. These ones, this vehicle right now doesn't have locking straps because the body already has locking straps. So if I tried to put locking straps on the grapple and the body, what would happen basically is every time you go to lock the load like I'm doing right now, it would be locking the grapple as well. So I realize people do want the ability to lock on these guys for the grapples as well. So what I'm doing is I am creating a attachment system for this grapple, or for this machine and the forwarder as well. So I'm gonna make grapples that will be attachable. There'll be a couple different types of those, as well as whatever else we want to create for them, but it'll give us the ability to add stuff on there. So let's get this one here. Basically what I want to do is I just want to clean this up, so I gotta keep going to lock the straps. I've actually become a locking strap guy now for the grapple. I really like using it. It stops the logs from kind of moving around, being all weird, so makes it a tad nicer. I mean, you can still pick up logs pretty decently without having to use a locking strap, but because this game's a little bit glitchy, it just gives you a little bit more of a realistic grab on the logs themselves. First thing in the morning, I always got a little frog in my throat here. Pardon me. So yeah, it's been a hectically busy time in modding. Like I said, we got lots of really cool new stuff coming down the pipe. So I know I always say that, but yeah, there's some cool stuff. Well, I'm gonna show you some of it today, so that should be a good comparison. Let's throw this on here. I don't know how much of this we can get. I want to clean up this road so that we can start hauling the wood to that other site, or like piling it up there at least. Oop. I was just looking today at the model of this Kenworth, and so for the longest time, like I've always used Blender when I'm doing my modeling work. I mean, I'm the furthest thing from a modeler this side of the world, but when I am doing modeling work and playing around with it, I usually use Blender. But recently what happened is I updated to the recent version of Blender, which was I think it's 2.8, and yeah, the Giants exporter doesn't work, and whenever I export FBX files, it creates just a horrible looking model in the Giants editor once I get it out of there. So now I have gone back to the old, I think it's 2.7 version of Blender. So now my Giants exporter is working again. I learned a whole bunch of stuff about that. So I'm going to go back and probably redo some of the models, clean it up a little bit. Should be pretty good. Let's get this thing out of here entirely. Go turn it around. I think I should be able to sneak through here somewhere. Yeah, this was one of the missing grapple machines. Can I squeeze between here? I guess we'll find out. Oh. I don't know how. We just barely fit, but we did it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to go back and make template models for everything. The other reason I want to do this is because going into Farming Simulator 2021 or whatever the next version is going to be, I have a feeling I'm going to have to remake a lot of stuff, so I want to kind of set the template. I know it's probably like a year out or something, but I want to set the template so that these machines can be pulled from Blender in whatever format I want, and then I can put them into the game, so that I'm not wasting as much time going back and forth, right? I wonder if we could unload that with the Laterno. We could try. No, let's use the other one. Oh, yeah, so step one, the new mill. I'm sure this has been out for a long time, so you guys know what's going on. So we're going to unload this guy real quick right here. I also did some changes to the LeBaire. It was just released recently, but I have done some changes since the last video you guys saw of us using it. Mainly the grapple is much larger now, so you can do some actually better, decent scoops, and the arm is also way longer because I found it just to be a teeny bit too short when you were doing some longer reaches. And I've looked at some of the bigger versions of this machine, and they definitely have a much larger grapple and a much longer reach. So this gives you kind of more of a crane ability to pick logs off the truck. Like I said, you can get a decent scoop. Just don't get too crazy. And you also have locking straps on this guy now. So when you do get your load in there, you can lock it. But now you can do some actual incredible grabs. It also makes it a lot more fun. So yeah, anyway, this is the mill. Like I said, I'm sure lots of you are using it or have used it by now. If I can... Oh, that's a lot of logs there. There we go. Just kind of... Oh, we lost one there. No big deal. So yeah, basically this mill has a little feeding ramp, pulls them into a chipper, and then the chipper actually automatically grinds it up and puts it right into your bank account. So as it eats up, so we're getting like little amounts of money. Now, this mill will not sell the same price as if you're buying it over or selling it over at the sell point. I wanted this because it's a little more realistic. I set the sell price so per bundle you're making, well, I just made about 4,500 from that one scoop, which was about, you know, the whole top side of that bundle. So basically the wood is a little more realistically priced depending on what difficulty level you're on. So for instance, this whole rack would be maybe worth about $8,000, which is still not realistic to reality, but it's still a better price to make you actually work for the logs a bit more. In game, if I were to sell that one bunk, I mean, well, if I sell a triple bunker, it's almost $100,000. So we're talking, you know, 30,000 per bunk or 35,000 per bunk, right? In this case, it'll be probably about maybe 8,000 to 10,000 per bunk, which will make you, have to work a little bit more. You'll have to produce more wood to get more money, which is a lot more realistic. And I really wanted that. So one thing that's going to happen going forward on new maps as I put them out, I'm not putting a sell point on the new maps. I'm going to leave this bad boy of a mill, which you guys can use, or if you use like pallet mills or other mills from other modders, that's totally cool too. But I want, going forward, I want you guys to build your own mill area. I'm going to have kind of a half skimpy buy point, like or buy and sell point for your machines and parts and pieces. But I don't really want to force you guys to be at one specific spot. I want you to be able to go out into the woods and build a mill, flatten the ground, do whatever you want, and just have a fun time. So this mill is going to be the placeable mill that I'm going to be recommending going forward, just because it's my own stuff. But if you guys have a different mill, you can go right ahead. This thing will be able to sell your wood and produce decent amounts of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. I think getting people used to the fact that there won't be a sell point will be a little bit of a tricky one, but most of you guys are pretty good with that stuff, so not too worried. The locking straps on the grapples has really changed quite a bit of things for a lot of people. Mostly for people who are new starting out to logging in this game, who don't have maybe a perfect grip on things to understand how it works. It's also good for pros, people who have been playing for a long time, like including myself. I use the locking system lots now. So once I do get a decent grab, I mean, you don't have to, like, this thing will hold just fine in that bundle. I mean, if you treat it gently and properly, it'll go just fine. But in the odd event you want, you're playing in multiplayer and it's really glitchy, you can lock it so you can guarantee that the logs won't slip out. Or if you have a lower end computer with a bad frame rate, sometimes the logs like to jump around out of the grapple. So having that locking strap really makes a nice difference on it for sure. All right, so this guy. Now, introducing a couple things, so let's take a look here. So the new power clamp, which is the updated one you guys are probably using right now, it's got longer reach on it, longer tongs on it, basically for grabbing. So this guy can grab a lot more wood. It has new locking straps built right into the head, so you can lock onto anything. And this guy is the new guy, which none of you has seen. I have made an attachable grapple saw, which the grapple saw is kind of hidden on the other side there. We'll get to it. So what I want to do, I want to bring these out to the bush. So the one with the grapple saw, I'm going to put on the Medill that we have out in the swamp next to the processor. And then the power clamp, I'm just going to leave on the Tiger Cat that we have parked by the road that we almost ran into. Now, this will be the tricky part because I'm not really sure how I'm going to transport these, but we'll try. I haven't actually transported the grapple itself. So what I'm going to do is, I wonder if I can get this to like stick on something here. I don't know if it'll just stay there. I wonder if I can just drop it like right on here so it just stays there. And this is ridiculous, but I don't really know how else to do it. There we go. Oh. This is how you get her done right here. Watch, I'm going to get stuck on here now. There we go. Oh. Can we push that on there so it just stays there? Sure. There we go. It's just going to sit on that stake so I don't lose it. Now, this one's not closed, so I'm going to have to just carry it. Like so, I guess. Oops. Oh, doesn't like that, eh? Doesn't like to hang on. There we go. Let's try that. You know what we'll do? We're going to grab it right in the middle. Normally you would attach this to a machine, but I'm just kind of keeping it on here. There we go. Let's do that. Perfect. Well, maybe not perfect, but close enough anyway. So let's see. Will that stay there? I'm just going to slam this head right into the body. There you go. How not to transport parts and pieces. I need like a low bed version of this thing so I can like lock them on there or something. I don't know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. A grapple transporter. What I was thinking of doing is making like a little, just a crappy little pickup with a little flat deck on it. And then just make it so it has like a cage or something you can throw the grapples in and then just go for a drive. Wait, which way am I going? I think I'm going left, right? I think I'm going left, right? Is that going to stay there? I guess we'll find out. One of the grapples we get to drop off right by the Tiger Cat here. Ooh, that's... Oh. Losing it. We're losing it. We'll just go like that. Have it freak out a little bit. Probably what I'll do before I release that is I will have it so the claw is slightly closed a bit. I might do that on the other one too. The power clamp is correct the angle so that it can have a little bit showing there as well. Oops. Ooh. That's interesting. Okay, now let's see if we can get the power clamp off of here now that we've got it stuck on there. Oh yeah. Oops. Oh, almost had it. Come on. And then we can just put that right there for that one, like a Christmas present. And then this guy is going to be a little more tricky. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we just got to get this guy over here. And this will be our new grapple saw / dangle head. It was kind of a pain in the butt creating a dangle head that worked. But I'm really glad that we finally have something, because I know a lot of people wanted the dangle heads. So, also working on a possible solution for the knuckle boom thing, but we'll see where that goes. Way too many projects on the go at the moment. Can I drive this right through this swamp? Well, we're just gonna do it. All right, so there we go. now we can offload this guy over here. Just kind of plap it on the ground there. The cool part is no matter how you drop this grapple, the attachment point always seems to, well, the way I put the weights, it always goes up. So you don't ever have to worry about losing the angle point. Unless, of course, you deliberately made sure it was pointing down, then don't know why you do that, but you never know. Oh, I was going to grab the trailer for that too, but I forgot. That's okay. So yeah, let's hook this up. I just want to make sure all our grapples are hooked up so we don't have to worry about that for loading. So yeah, all you got to do is just hover over the attachment point, hit Q, and there you go. You have a dangle grapple that attaches to the top. Spins like normal. It's got a really good grabber on it. This is going to be what we're going to use to load the clam bunk. And then the odd event we need to saw anything, all you have to do is turn, oops, well, turn on the machine first. Hit B to turn on the saw. And then this is an actual grapple saw you can use to cut stuff, which is, it's pretty good. It's a little glitchy at times because the cut points in this game are not like 100%. But as far as it being a dangle piece of equipment, it's pretty cool. Here, actually, we should get a picture of this guy here. A picture. I'm just gonna go like that. Don't you love that new picture sound? I got a new thing that does screenshotting. It makes that weird, horrendous picture sound, but I kind of like it too. I'm gonna get the do not drive too deeply for the rest of the time. But yeah, it's you know, grab's good. It's got locking straps as well, so in the odd event you're trying to dangle something from a distance that's really difficult to work with, this thing can rock it pretty good. But yeah, it hangs on really well, nice. I think it'll be fun once we start loading up the clam bunks and stuff with it. And again, it does have a saw. I don't really want to butcher this wood up, but we can kill a piece. So it's got this saw, you can snip off pieces and then move them up, snip off more pieces. We're just gonna wreck this one log because what do we got to lose? And again, it's not perfect. If you have multiple logs in there, sometimes the hitboxes kind of miss a little bit, but I've had really good experience with it so far. I haven't had any issues. I'm sure you guys will find some kind of issues when it comes out here, but yeah, it's pretty sweet. That, and then I have a dangle clam as well, very similar to the head on that high stacker that you would be able to attach to any machine if you like using that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, no, that guy's pretty sweet. So I think you guys will like it. Well, that's almost a better picture. I always like to have the saw out. Do not drive too deeply in the water. Just go like that. Beauty. But yeah, so that's going to be fun for you guys to play with, I'm sure. And because I figured out this dangle system, it's going to open us up to a whole bunch of new interesting things coming soon. Maybe what we'll do before we run away here is we'll get this bad boy back in position. And like I said, I have... so in the past, the same guy who made that model for the 2850C Medill there, the 909, the Hitachi, all those wonderful machines. It's done by a company called Polygonish. And the guy's an amazing modeler. He's like one of the best guys. I've used him since probably the beginning of FS19 to do my modeling work. And he is an incredible person. Great modeler. So what he does is he charges... he'll charge a request up front. So if I, for instance, have a model... like this guy, if I want it built, he'll charge you a rate of, anywhere from $65 to $150, depending on, whatever the model is and how much complexity it is. And then what he does is he gives you a copy of it, or gives me a copy of it, whoever purchases it. And then he goes and he'll put it on his website, for like a much lower price, like $20, so that people can, go purchase it. So if you're the requester and you want something built, he'll do the work, but you got to pay a little bit more up front. And then he'll put it on the site for anybody. So, I mean, any modders out there, like, have been using the skidders and buying this stuff. And I love that he does that because it gives the opportunity for everybody to go purchase models. So, if you guys have never been to Polygonish, it's just like it sounds, POLYGONISH.com. Go check it out. If you're a modder and you're looking for models, he's a great guy to get in contact with on Facebook. He does amazing models. And he also has a really good supply of models that are already on his website. So anything that we sanction, like we get requested, we get built, is available there that he's built for anyone to purchase. So I mean, you can go pay $20 and buy the Medill that I got sanctioned. I see other modders on there as well that have him do work as well. So he's had, like we have a Timber Pro that's coming out here soon. I don't know who originally got it built, but it's definitely on his website for purchase. So he recommended I grab a copy of that, which I did, and we're going to turn that into a model too. And I've got a whole bunch of projects that I'm sending to him right now for some upcoming machines. So if there are other modders and stuff out there that are looking for models, even to start their own projects, definitely buy them from that guy because he does incredible work. So yeah, it should be pretty good. I was going to do topic of the day today, but we had so many new things to discuss that I figure we kind of destroyed our own topic of the day with that. In the next episode, we will start things up again. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Do not forget to subscribe. And if you're in the bush, don't forget to hug a tree. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.